Yo, what is going on? Chapter 69 just dropped and holy shit, am I excited. Man, this chapter is exciting. You don't understand. The hype is real. I'm actually really hyped for chapter 70 to 72, 73, whatever it may be. Shit's about to get serious. Alright, I think we have a couple of possibilities going around, from Eida betraying Code, to Sasuke dying, to Boruto leaving with Eida, to Eida and Kawaki staying in the village together. Like, bro, there's so much shit to go down. Holy, I am so hyped of this chapter right now. But before we get into all the theories, let's get into the chapter. This chapter resumes right after chapter 68, and Eida appears in front of Amato, and Amato is shook. Like, look at his face. You could tell he's really shook. Now, looking at Amato here, he tells Shikamaru saying that we're all under her control. So I think that means that Amato is not an Otsutsuki, nor is he Aida's father, because he himself says that he's been captivated by her as well. And the way he's trembling, which Shikamaru even notes, he knows he's in serious trouble. So judging by that, I don't think Amato is an Otsutsuki, nor is he Aida's father. Because that man has the fear, bro. He has the fear of God in his eyes, bro. You could see that. But what gets me in this room is the fighting scene between Eida and Delta. I was not expecting this. When Eida tells Delta, you're flashing me, Delta. I can see your panties. And you see Delta's like, what? My attack had stopped. Bro, they're kind of suspect, bro. I ain't gonna lie. She's after Kawaki. I don't know what she is, bro. She just built different. But Eida commands Delta to stop and let go of Code. And she instantly stops and doesn't attack Eida. And she lets off Code as well. Shikamaru notices that and he's like, wait a minute. He's like, what is she doing? And even Delta wants to know why she can't attack Eida. At this point in time, Shikamaru knows right away and he's like, yo, I need backup. This is an enemy we cannot face. And then the panel cuts out to Boruto and Sasuke. Now, this panel here, I think it's a bit late in the manga. The anime covered this a while back. So I'm not sure why they decided to change that, but I think there's some things that were contradicting itself and they're like, yo, we want to make the anime and manga same. So they probably decided to add this panel in. So Sasuke apologizes to Boruto saying, I'm sorry, this is my fault. He's like, I should have been the one to stop Momoshiki's rampage. But he's like, I wasn't there when you needed me. And he's like, Kawaki had to take on a painful role where he had to kill you. And he's like, the village doesn't need to hate anyone else besides me. So Sasuke is talking about his old self back in Shippuden when he turned against the village, went against the 5 Kages, all that sort of stuff. So I like how Sasuke is looking at himself like that. And this is one of the few times that we've seen Sasuke actually do this. I guess this is Kishimoto really writing it if he's looking at Sasuke this way. But Sasuke is actually smart here because he says that he doesn't want anybody hitting Kawaki, because there's going to be a bias towards Naruto because Boruto is Naruto's son. So Boruto's like, so you heard that Kawaki was the one who killed me? And he's like, yeah, only a select few know about it. It's for the best. He's like, there's already people here who disapproved of Kawaki being here in the first place. And then Boruto's like, I asked him to do it. I told him to kill me. It's not right that he gets blamed. And then Sasuke tells him that it's because you're the Hokage's son, people are going to be biased more towards you. But Boruto says that's just wrong, especially because he's alive and fine. And he's like, because Kawaki's a bro for me, he's like, we understood each other and he knew my resolve. And Sasuke's like, brothers, eh? So I think Sasuke is thinking to himself that Naruto and him were the same thing. But Boruto and Kawaki are different from Naruto and Sasuke in terms of being brothers. Sasuke kept pushing away Naruto and Naruto kept saying, no, I'm going to keep chasing you. Well, in this case, Boruto and Kawaki already acknowledge each other and they already know what the other's thinking. It is somewhat similar to Naruto and Sasuke, but not exactly the same. And then Boruto's like, alright, I forgot to return you the headband. And Sasuke's like, nah, keep it. It's a gift from me. And then Boruto thanks Sasuke. Now, what's important here is two things. First, Sasuke says, I might be the one having to show his resolve next. And you see Boruto's like, Now, this one panel here foreshadows that Sasuke will be going into battle and he may die. That's what he's kind of foreshadowing. The second here being that Boruto gets Sasuke's headband permanently, meaning that is now Boruto's headband 100%. Meaning the headband we see in chapter 1, episode 1 is Boruto's. And Sasuke giving Boruto a gift is like a farewell gift. So another thing to add is this could be foreshadowing to Boruto leaving in the future and Boruto becoming a rogue and having to take on the responsibilities like Sasuke, where he says nobody in the village should hate anybody else except me. And him giving the headband to Boruto, Boruto's gonna have to take on the role where everyone's gonna have to hate him for what he's gonna do. So this part is really important to me. Though I do believe Sasuke might end up actually dying because of him saying I might be the one having to show his resolve next. So I think he knows he's gonna have to go fight Code. Though Sasuke doesn't know at this moment that Code and Eida are in the village. So then the scene cuts out to Sarada and Mitsuki, and they're both talking to each other. Now what's really important here is what Mitsuki says. He's like, Sasuke will be feeling really guilty if Boruto had died. And Mitsuki's like, even now when I think about it, Boruto could have died without me being there to help. It still gives me chills. And Sarada gives like a bit of a worried look. And he's like, supposing someone really were to try to kill Boruto, I really don't know what I would do to that person. And you see Sarada is surprising Mitsuki. Mitsuki's like, sorry, I just realized that came out sounding disturbing. So Mitsuki saying that, if Mitsuki knew that Kawaki killed Boruto, I think Mitsuki would go and kill Kawaki. And nobody could stop him. Not Naruto, not Sasuke. Because Mitsuki looks at Boruto as the son. Though there are many theories on what Mitsuki's true purpose is, I think it has something to do with toneri, Orochimaru, and the jougan. And Mitsuki's most likely a watcher. Or he's like a guider or helper for Boruto, which is why he doesn't want anything happening to Boruto. So Mitsuki is showing his resolve that if somebody really tried to kill Boruto, he's like, I'll end them on sight. Mitsuki's ready to throw hands, bro. He's ready to ride or die for Boruto. That's his dog, bro. Like, that's his dog. So that's how you know Sarada or Mitsuki don't know that Boruto died by Kawaki. Otherwise, I think Mitsuki would have actually gone and thrown hands at Kawaki. So then we get on to Sarada. Sarada's like, I'm real shocked over everything that happened to him. And I'm truly relieved that he survived it and all. Amid that relief, I'm starting to feel angrier and angrier, you know? And Mitsuki's kind of surprised. And Sarada's like, I mean, it's not his fault. I know that. He couldn't help any of this happening, but still, are we really that undependable, you know? So Sarada is looking at herself, thinking that Boruto doesn't rely on them. Which is right though. Even in the anime as well, Boruto does not rely on his friends. Even after he stabbed Sasuke's eye and came back, he didn't rely on his friends to help and guide him. Which is, I think, the problem with Boruto at this moment. Which is why Sarada's saying we're undependable. So in their eyes, they think Boruto thinks of them as weak. Now this is similar to Bleach, when Ichigo was stronger than everybody in his group, and people in his group are like, don't look down on us just because we're weaker than you. So I think this is something similar where Sarada and Mitsuki are thinking that Boruto and Kawaki are stronger than them, and Boruto is thinking that he's too far gone that he can't ask for help from his friends. Which is why Sarada's saying, are we that undependable? So then she says, I want to be able to help him more. And the key word here is more. Alright, the word is bolded, so it looks like she's implying that she wants to go further for Boruto. And Mitsuki smiles. And then she's like, actually, maybe I'm mad at myself. And then she laughs it off. So she's angry that Boruto is not relying on them. At the same time, she's angry at herself for not going to Boruto and asking him if he's okay. Now, I know she's asked Boruto if he's okay, this and that, but Boruto always plays it off because Boruto doesn't want to worry others. So then Mitsuki pops a question. Now, this is the question that got everybody riled up on Twitter, everything. He says, do you like him, Boruto? And Sarada's like, what? Where the heck did that come from? And the words are bolded. She's instantly trying to switch the topic. That's the thing about Sarada. She's acting real tsundere right now. So Mitsuki's like, so you don't? And she's like, I'm saying whether I do or don't has nothing to do with this. Gah, I'm trying to have a serious convo here. And right away, that is Sarada saying that she actually likes Boruto. Because think about it, why would she say that? Whether I do or don't has nothing to do with this. If she's saying she didn't like Boruto, she would have said, I'm saying I don't like Boruto, but I want to help him. She would have said that, but she doesn't. She says, whether I do or don't. She says, I do or don't. That's the key word here. So this implies that she has feelings for Boruto. And then Mitsuki's like, I wonder if it's something that's hard to tell. Your own true feelings, I mean. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. So he right away knows that Sarada is hiding her feelings. She doesn't want to expose them. Now this goes back to chapter 18 or 19 whenever Sumire asks Sarada the question that does she like Boruto, and she denies it, and then she turns her head back and looks at Sumire. She has the same sweat mark that she has now, meaning that she's obviously going to deny it because she can't be shown to be having feelings. She's exactly like Sasuke. She's gonna play it off, get angry, and say, no, I don't, this and that, but in reality, she does. And then she still has the sweat mark saying, doesn't matter, yeesh, you're the one to talk, Mitsuki. Your eyes light up when it comes to Boruto. So right away, she's, again, not denying it that she has feelings for Boruto. Because she says it doesn't matter, you're the one to talk, Mitsuki. She could have denied it there, but she tries changing the subject. Again, she's like Sasuke, she doesn't want anyone to know that she likes Boruto. But her saying your eyes light up when it comes to Boruto, meaning she's telling Mitsuki that you and me are the same. And Mitsuki notices the same thing about Sarada. In the novel, Mitsuki says that Sarada's voice and tone changes when it comes to Boruto. So that means Sarada notices Mitsuki's eyes light up when it comes to Boruto, and then Mitsuki notices that Sarada's tone changes when it comes to Boruto, meaning that she does like him and she's trying to play it off with Mitsuki. And then she tries avoiding the question saying, and dad, has he forgotten that he's my father even more than Boruto's teacher? And then she's like, this is frustrating. So right away, she's trying to play it off, change the combo completely, and she's mixed up in her feels right now. She's really flustered. Judging by her words and the way she's going with it, she's real flustered. You can tell. Look at her facial expression too. So from this, I can take that Sarada has feelings for Boruto. That means Borusara is most likely confirmed. Now, I know Sumire is in this. Now, I think there's two things that are going to happen to Sumire. First, she might die. Second is that she's probably there just to move the plot forward for Borusara if that is to happen. What I mean by that is she is probably the Neji between Sarada and Boruto. And I think she is there to make Sarada realize her feelings for Boruto. So I think Sumire is just there to push this relationship forward because I think Kishimoto knows what he is doing. And same with Ikimoto as well. Because the way the novels are set up, the way Boruto SD is set up, and even the anime, they all show that Boruto and Sarada are much more connected than everybody else. And I think Sumire is probably going to change over time. When Boruto leaves the village, she might switch over to somebody else, or she's going to die by Eida if Sumire gets in the way between Eida and Kawaki. So getting back into this, after Sarada tries moving the topic away about her having feelings about Boruto, Mitsuki then says, we have to get stronger, both of us. In order to face a mighty Otsutsuki, we need just as much power and resolve too. And Sarada's like, well, that's a no-brainer because I won't be fit to be Hokage otherwise. Now, there's a couple of things that are really interesting to me in this panel. When Mitsuki says, in order to face a mighty Otsutsuki, in my mind, I think Mitsuki knows that Kawaki killed Boruto. That's why he's like, we have to get much stronger in order to face a mighty Otsutsuki. And the Otsutsuki being Kawashiki, if Kawaki goes down the road to becoming a full Otsutsuki. Now, the other thing is, when Mitsuki says to face a mighty Otsutsuki, there's only 3 to 4 people that pop up in my mind. First is Boruto and Boruto turning into Momoshiki completely. Mitsuki and Sarada are gonna have to fight him. Second being Kawaki and Ishiki. Sure, Ishiki's dead, but who's to say Kawaki doesn't become a full Otsutsuki in the future and he ends up becoming the biggest villain of them all. The third being Code. Code, I believe, is a possibility if he becomes an Otsutsuki, if somehow he eats the fruit and becomes a full Otsutsuki, or he gets Momoshiki's karma and implants it on himself, and this allows him to become a completely new Otsutsuki. The fourth being the Otsutsuki God. If the Otsutsuki God is a real thing and is actually supposed to come in the future, then it could be foreshadowing to that. So I think it's one of those 4 things is the mighty Otsutsuki that Mitsuki is talking about. And as I was saying earlier, when Mitsuki says, I don't know what I would do to that certain person, he sees the resolve of Kawaki, which is why he says we need the power and resolve too. Both of them need to get stronger. Now, Sarada here as well. A lot of people are going off on Sarada and the spoilers saying, oh, now she can't be Hokage, she's gonna be alone, this and that, blah, blah, blah. She clearly says herself that I won't be fit to become Hokage otherwise. So she knows she needs to become stronger in order to catch up to Boruto and Kawaki, which is why she was angry earlier saying Boruto doesn't depend on us, and she's like, I want to help Boruto more. So she wants to become stronger to help Boruto. So now we know Mitsuki and Sarada are going to become stronger, and I think they are setting them up for the time skip. All right, I'm pretty confident after whatever's going to happen now, there's going to be a setup towards the time skip, because they're saying they have to become stronger too, because they know they're really outmatched against Boruto and Kawaki, who are the 2 strongest at the moment. Now, another thing to add to Sarada and her feelings is that there's a reason why they're setting up Sarada's feelings right now. If you think about it, Eida is there as well, and with Eida being there, everybody will fall in love with her. So I think they're trying to foreshadow something here where Sarada might admit her feelings of Boruto when she confronts Eida, and Aida's powers overwhelm her. Because this was a little bit random, though I know she's had a crush on Boruto since the beginning. Done putting this in right now, there has to be something coming where she's gonna have to either bring back Boruto if he goes to the dark side in the future, or he ends up leaving the village. She has to bring him back and show her resolve, or that there's coming a moment where she's gonna have to face her feelings with an enemy, in this case Eida. So with the time skip being around the corner and Sarada's feelings being known, it's possible that when Boruto is shortening the time skip, they might build something from that point on, where she sees Boruto all grown up and he looks much better than he is now. That might spark something, which is why they're showing her feelings right now, and when the time skip happens, let's say in the next 10 chapters, they might build between the 2 from that point on. So then the panel cuts out to Kawaki and Sumire. This scene looks exactly like the first time Naruto and Kawaki met, when Kawaki woke up and Naruto standing over his bed. Naruto then tells Sumire to give them a minute, and midway while she's walking out, Kawaki's like, you're not gonna condemn me for killing Boruto, and instantly Sumire is shocked. And Naruto's like, relax, Boruto's fine. And Kawaki's like, what? And Naruto's like, his karma power saved him. It's a long story, but he's alive. So right away, we know Kawaki doesn't know that Boruto Boruto survived, I think Kawaki feels kind of relieved that Boruto's alive. Though he questions on how his karma powers saved Boruto. I think that's what that ... represents. But at the same time, it's hard to say because I think Kawaki's actually angry. With that look under his eye, it looks like he's actually pouting, or rather he has an expression saying, why did Boruto make me kill him? Something along those lines. Like he had to take on a really painful role. So then Sumire, being in shock, she's like, Kawaki killed Boruto. Like she's confused and she's having a hard time processing this. Though at the same time, her reaction isn't that bad. I think in her mind, she thinks that Kawaki had to do this because he had no choice. And to add to that is what Naruto says after. If he hadn't been there, we all might have been dead. I'm not saying this just because Boruto's okay, but I'm grateful. Boruto feels the same way. He says you took on a painful role. And Sumire is just staring at Kawaki saying, damn, bruh.
That means that Sumire is only one of the few people that actually knows that Boruto died by Kawaki. And I wonder how she will react to Kawaki now that she knows that Kawaki killed Boruto. So I wonder what will happen if Mitsuki and Sarada find out. We already know what Mitsuki said, but I wonder what Sarada will do. And the same with Sumire. She is shocked by what she just heard.
So in her mind, she's thinking that Kawaki had no choice but to follow through with what Boruto asked him. And I think she resembles to Kawaki in a way, because Sumire was given a role from her father to destroy the Leaf Village with Nu, which is why he was using her and conducting his research on her. So in some ways, she sees herself in Kawaki and she knows what Kawaki is actually feeling. He had to do something that was painful. She did the same thing because she didn't know what would happen to her after she summoned Nu. All she knew was that she had to follow orders from her father. So then getting back to Naruto, Naruto says, I said this before, Kawaki, but you belong here in Konoha, nowhere else. And he's like, everyone in Konoha is a family to me, including you. And then Naruto gets the buzz from Ino, and Sasuke gets the buzz from Ino as well at this moment. And it says, enemy attack at lab 3, code and one other identity unknown. So then the panels cut out back to Sasuke and Boruto, and Sasuke and Boruto are chilling together, and Sasuke jumps over the ledge and he tells Boruto right away, he's like, the enemy's here, let's go, Boruto. So at this moment, we know Boruto's heading into battle, and that means if Boruto and Sasuke are heading there, most likely Sarada and Mitsuki are gonna follow behind Boruto, because both of them were watching Boruto and Sasuke. So I think Sarada and Mitsuki are gonna get there, and I think they're gonna reveal Sarada's feelings once she confronts Eida. So then the panels cut back to Naruto in front of Sumire and Kawaki, and he says, sorry, I forgot I had an urgent matter, we'll pick this up later. And then Sumire questions Lord 7 saying, is Boruto fine? And he's like, yeah, he's fine, no need to worry. She's like, oh good. So she's relieved that Boruto's alive. But what really gets me in this scene is what Kawaki's eyes are doing. Kawaki has Ishiki's eye open. Look at his eye and it's black. It's like Ishiki's. And the messed up part here is Kawaki's karma's not even active. He looks down at his karma, and then we gotta look at his face and his eye is open. So it looks like he activated his eye on purpose. And I think Kawaki's actually gonna look into the situation on what Naruto had to do. So either Kawaki's gonna teleport himself to where Naruto and Boruto and them are, or is that he's actually scheming something. Though it's also possible that his karma is overriding his body and Ishiki's soul or Ishiki's personality is manifesting in Kawaki. So it could be a possibility that Kawaki's karma actually becomes defective and slowly over time starts changing Kawaki. Because when Kawaki had his karma active and he had all of Ishiki's powers enabled, he was really cold-hearted. He was acting more like Ishiki than he was his normal self. So there could be something wrong with his karma. And this could go back to the idea of what Amato has planned with Kawaki, since he wants Kawaki and he wants something to do with Kawaki's karma, though we don't know what it is. So then the panels cut back to Eida with Shikamaru, and you see Shikamaru trying to resist Eida. Though Eida is surprised that Shikamaru is able to attack her, but it's not really an attack. He has her under the shadow possession, and she's like, amazing. She's like, this is the first time I haven't been able to move. And literally Shikamaru's fighting Aida's powers in his head. He's like, what the heck is she? He's like, my brain's starting to go weird. And he's like, Delta's lost her fighting spirit too. So right away, everybody in that room got captivated by Eida. So then Amato and Shikamaru talk, and Shikamaru's like, Amato, what the hell is going on? What's with her powers? And Amato tells her that basically we're all her captives and she enchants anybody on a instinctual, unconscious level. And he's like, no matter what your gender is, you'll be captivated by her right away. So then we look at Delta, and Delta is blushing hard, and she's like, she's so cute. So I guess that's confirming Delta into some things, bro. Though it's funny how Delta has that type of personality. Her being a cyborg is kind of unexpected because you don't expect that type of thing. And then Amato explains all the different types of things you'll feel when you get captivated by her. So I have a theory coming on this later that I'm gonna make a separate video for, but I think Aida's powers are actually a virus where she can't control control, which is why her powers inflict anybody that get captivated by her. Just like how Boros virus goes in your body and starts messing with you, I think it's the same thing here, where Aida's powers are actually a virus and they release pheromones in your mind that causes your mind to get attracted to a specific type of person, which is why your body gets hot, your muscles start to tension up and everything. Those are the symptoms of somebody who's in love or who has a crush on somebody. You get all sorts of different thoughts and feelings. So then Shikamaru's like, what do we do? Amaru's like, yeah, you have to kill her. Shikamaru's like, all right, so let's kill her. He tries attacking her and he can't. And look at Shikamaru's eyes, bro. His veins are popping and he doesn't know what to do. Like, her powers are overpowering Shikamaru. So you know Shikamaru has a will right here, bro. You know he's strong. So Shikamaru is trying to hold out, but he just gives in. So then Shikamaru drops a kunai and he deactivates his shadow possession. And at that moment, Code stretches and goes right for Amato. And then Code holds up Amato, as we've seen in the spoilers, and he takes off his shirt, well, some of it. He stabs Amato right in the chest with his thumb, and you see Amato scream in pain. And at this moment, Shikamaru has a flashback of Amato back in chapter 55, 56, somewhere around there, where Amato says, I'm not a pro like the two of you. I know I'll break easily. So at this moment, Shikamaru has to make a plan. And Shikamaru knows that it's not safe for Naruto and Sasuke to come. So Shikamaru is back to his 200 IQ self, and he is determining what to do. In this moment, he asks Eida what is her motive. She's like, I'm only here to get Kawaki. She's like, you see, I like Kawaki. And she starts blushing. Like, bruh, Aida's blush is weird. Like, it looks kind of weird to me, I'm not gonna lie. It just out of nowhere. Though I don't know the age difference between everybody, I'm assuming Kawaki is older than Boruto by 1 or 2 years, and maybe Eida is closer to Kawaki's age is what it is. So then Eida starts blushing and Shikamaru is surprised, like, wait, what? And at this moment, Amato's like, what? Eida likes Kawaki? He's shocked. Meaning in his mind, he probably is thinking Kawaki is an Otsutsuki now. Meaning her powers won't work against an Otsutsuki. And she's after Kawaki for that reason. So now Amato is going to be scheming on how to get rid of Eida through Kawaki. So then Aida's like, I'm simply getting assistance from Code on that matter. And then Shikamaru's like, is that so? Thanks for letting me know. At this moment, Shikamaru instantly thinks of a plan. He tells Ino, tell everybody not to come and change the lock code of this room. Instantly in his mind, he knows on how he's gonna manipulate Eida. So Shikamaru is thinking hella smart. This is Kishimoto Shikamaru that we're looking at. And he's like, I have a proposition for you. He's like, won't you come over to Konoha so that we can mutually aid each other? Afterward, can tell Kawaki on how you feel or whatever else you want. And Amaru's like, wait, what? And Code is shocked too. He's like, wait, what? So I think what Shikamaru here is trying to do is he's trying to get Eida to come over to their side so that Code is left alone, and he knows that Code can't attack her either. So Shikamaru instantly thinks of this plan. He's like, yo, if I bring Kawaki to her, maybe her and Kawaki could kick it off. At the same time, Kawaki could get rid of her, though he doesn't know that her powers don't work on Otsutsuki's, as Amato just simplified on what Aida's powers are, meaning Amato hasn't revealed everything about Aida's powers at this moment. So Shikamaru wants Eida to stay in Konoha, and at this point, she's gonna leave Code. And I think that's his plan, because he knows that it's dangerous that if Naruto and Sasuke come in this room and Eida is here, she could manipulate them and allow them to stand down, and Code could get the job done and kill Naruto and Sasuke on the spot. So Shikamaru is thinking like a true Hokage and thinking like a true Hokage advisor. He's thinking of a plan to not hurt his greatest powers. He'd rather not have Naruto and Sasuke die because they are his greatest allies. So at this moment, he is thinking of a heavy plan to use and abuse Eida. And I think Eida is going to betray Code because she looks at Code as a tool. She doesn't care too much about Code. As we've seen last chapter, she was upset with what Code was doing to Kawaki. So this is it for this chapter. There's a lot of greasy stuff. Now down to some theories and ideas and predictions, all sorts of crazy shit. First, I know Code is going to get betrayed by Eida. And what I think might happen here is Code will get his limiters removed by Amato, but at the same time, Code won't be able to attack Konoha, because this is where the proposition between Eida and Shikamaru kicks in, where Shikamaru's like, you stay in Konoha, don't allow Code to attack us, and I'll give you Kawaki. And I think this is going to work because Code with his limiters removed can't do anything to Eida nor Damon, because Damon could instantly reflect Code's attacks. So Code's gonna get betrayed, and he's gonna wait some time, which is probably gonna be in the time skip, to attack the village again. So that's some greasy stuff. The second thing I think that's gonna happen is Sasuke might get injured, or he might end up dying here, which is why Sasuke says, I need to show my resolve. I think Sasuke is telling himself that he's gonna have to go into battle, and he's gonna have to show his resolve to save the village. He knows he's gonna have to fight an enemy who's stronger than him. In this case, gonna have to fight Code. Now, I said this in my prediction video as well, and I think I said this in the last chapter review. I think when Sasuke and them get there, there's gonna be a fight break out. And if everybody gets captivated by Eida when they enter the room, meaning Mitsuki and Sarada and Sasuke, Code's gonna beat the shit out of Sasuke. And at this point, Boruto is gonna stop Code. And if if Kawaki comes at this moment, I think Eida's powers are gonna work on Kawaki and he's gonna fall for her too. And Eida is gonna change her motive from going to Kawaki to going to Boruto. And Sasuke getting his ass beat there, Boruto's gonna sacrifice himself to save Sasuke and everybody in that room, which is why the headband comes into play as well. Boruto's gonna have to take on the role of Sasuke and save the village from the shadows. So he might end up leaving with Eida to save everybody in that room. And Code will have to obey Eida's orders because she can use Daemon on him. So Sasuke gets almost killed by Code. Boruto will end up saving Sasuke, and at this moment Boruto might end up leaving the village, which is why I think Sarada's feelings are hinted as well. When Boruto leaves, it's gonna affect her in a way. And at the same time, Eida might show that there's feelings between Sarada and Boruto, because I think there is a reason why her feelings are shown, and Boruto got the headband and Sasuke saying he's gonna have to show his resolve. There's something going on there. So that's just another idea. Another idea is that Eida is going to manipulate Kawaki. If Eida stays in the village and somehow Daemon gets here too, then Code can't attack while those two are in the village. So meaning that Eida stays to Kawaki, the village is going to be safe, but I think Eida is going to end up brainwashing Kawaki over the years, which is why he says the age of shinobi is over, because he's going to go against everything Naruto stands for when he's going to destroy Konoha. So Eida might brainwash Kawaki into thinking differently, since she might see that Kawaki actually adores Naruto, but she'd rather have Kawaki adore her instead of Naruto. And she's going to start changing his mind, saying, don't listen to these fools, they hate you. And then she's probably going to reveal that Kawaki killed Boruto, and that's going to make everybody hate Kawaki. As Sasuke did say that everyone's going to be biased towards Boruto, and if they find out Kawaki killed him, there's going to be a lot of hate towards Kawaki. So all this stuff I think is going to add up to chapter 1 and episode 1. So this is it for this chapter. This is my in-depth review. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos to come.